Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Welcome to another edition of Fridays with Sandy. That would be Sandy Kreisberg in Boston. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, everybody. Here I am.
And we have a great candidate from Chicago, Eric, who has a very impressive 740 GMAT score and an equally impressive 3.9 GPA from Michigan Ross, where he went obviously to the business school. He is targeting some heavy-duty schools, Harvard, Kellogg, Chicago Booth, MIT.
Okay, Eric, why don't we let you say something?
Yes.
Eric, how old are you? And does Groupon, where you work, send people to business schools? And you said you're applying like a year from now, not
right. So yeah, so I'll be applying next year. So next October 2020. So right now I'm 24 years old. So we'll be 25 at the time I'm applying. So Groupon does have. I feel like they have more people that are here with MBAs. I know one person. I'm less sure of how many people they actually send. So I know one person in my group actually just recently left to go to Booth herself. But a number of my colleagues have gone to business school and now have their MBAs here.
Like, do you guys have a connection with Booth?
Not that I know
just
of.
That it's local.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. This may just be a typo. On the stuff you sent us, you said you wanted to start in 2021. That's what confused me.
Oh yeah, so I think it was applying in 2020 and then ultimately starting in 2021. Right.
So I'm the one who's confused. Yeah, okay. I just didn't do the math there.
And then when you actually apply, you'll have how many years of work experience?
So when I apply, it'll probably be about 3.5 years, and then or 3 years or so, and then when I'm actually matriculating, it would be 4 then, essentially.
Okay, so you're right on the money. Let's just get the facts here. You're the right age. You'll be the right age when you matriculate. You went to University of Michigan, you had a 3.9, and you got a 740 GMAT, good. And then, so we look at the employment history. You were at a rotational leadership program at Dick's Sporting Goods in Pittsburgh, is that right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, so coming out of school, I took that, it was an 18-month program. I ended up only being in it for 14 months. I got placed early, and then what was a senior financial analyst there after my placement. And then for personal reasons, wanted to move to Chicago and have a senior financial analyst role here at Groupon.
Okay, so John, maybe you're better at this than I am. So the guy works at Dick's Sporting Goods in a premier program, and now he's a senior financial analyst at Groupon. Is that gold or silver work history?
Well, I think it's silver, but I also think that
okay.
He
now,
got
Eric,
into the leadership development.
Do you understand why he's saying that? It's no diss.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I understand that there are levels to both positions and companies, and it makes sense.
Yeah, it's just based on what the admissions committee perceives as selective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So what you have to do is, why did you join Dick's?
So a couple pieces. One was in Pittsburgh, and I wanted to head back there. I knew after graduation, so that was one piece of it. Two, the company I thought fit me really well. It was something kind of at the intersection of sports, which I know very well and have been very active in throughout my life. And then also the actual rotational program.
Where did you work during college?
So I interned at Dick's the summer prior to graduation, and then before that, I was at Mylan Pharmaceutical.
Okay, so how can you turn that into a plus, John?
Well, number one, I'm assuming that the leadership development program was selective.
Yeah, so they only take a couple people a year. So my class I was one of 2 people.
Okay, so you want to make that clear. You also want to make it clear that you were promoted out of that into a senior financial analyst role. So that's going to help a lot. And yeah, and I think by playing up the fact that you are interested in sports, and that had some appeal for you is also an understandable reason why you would go. But I think the key thing is how selective that leadership rotation program is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's, well, but do you think what's your first three choices of schools, Eric?
I mean, so I think, first for me would be Harvard, and obviously I understand that the numbers are against me in general.
Man. We would just tell me.
Okay, I mean, Harvard, Kellogg, and Booth are top three, we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got the stats, and actually, on one level, your work experience is kind of interesting because it's not going to be shared by other, applicants. I mean, so it kind of takes you out of a pile in some way. I mean, you're not stuck in the big pile of applications from
Right.
people from companies we all know.
At Kellogg and Booth, I think you're very strong. Kellogg is like, you're just a well-rounded regular guy. Kellogg really goes for that. Your stats are very impressive. Booth is, what Booth is going to like is that your role has always been deeply quantity and financial based. So Booth is going to like that. So I think your chances at those two schools are, even coming out of the white male middle of the country cohort here.
Right.
I think your chances at Kellogg and Booth are good. Okay, so then let's just talk about Harvard. John, what do you think?
I think he's got a shot, given the 740 and the 3.9 from what is a public Ivy.
Yeah. Harvard goes for this.
Is there anything that I can do in the meantime to kind of improve those chances?
I think you really need to emphasize how selective.
The only thing you could do is, for Harvard, what you could do is just develop recommenders or try and do something extraordinary.
Okay.
Like what? So he volunteers 8 hours a month at a
that's not
in Chicago.
That's not going to change anything. You would get to do something extraordinary at the company.
At Groupon.
Yeah.
So maybe you're in charge of a specific project and you're leading a team, something like that.
Yeah, build up your leader, but mostly cultivate recommendations. The best thing you can do is get a very intimate, powerful recommendation from, well, who are you thinking of using now?
So the people I had thought about is one, I was very close to the VP at Dick's. So that's one person I was thinking that I would use, and then probably my manager here, and I don't know how many I need, but another manager at Groupon as well, maybe.
Yeah, it's usually two. So
how selective was the Groupon job?
I mean, so it was a job that, I mean, it was just an open invitation to apply. So I'm not exactly sure how many candidates did apply. I had actually just heard today, randomly, that when I was applying, there were a number of candidates. So I'm not exactly sure the numbers, but.
Okay, just for the record, what Groupon is what?
So it's a internet technology company that essentially connects local businesses to consumers at large through deals. So the simplest example is a local restaurant. You can pay $10 to get $20 worth of food there, essentially, and they have that for a bunch of local businesses, among other things.
Yeah, one of the things, just a suggestion here, for your resume, what you should have is Groupon : okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A Chicago-based, publicly traded company that does blah blah.
Okay. Kind of give it a little explanation.
Yeah.
Groupon a few years ago was a very hot company.
Yeah, it was almost bought by Google, right?
Yeah, and a high visibility company. So I think you should point out the fact that it was bought by Google.
Almost, it was not.
Oh, okay, right. I mean, you're there at a sort of interesting time when, I don't think the company is considered as hot as it was,
Correct.
in the early days when it had a special pizzazz and a lot was being written about it. So I don't know how you position that.
It's not a matter of positioning it. It's just what you're doing there and why it was attractive to you. The company is not going to change their mind about it. It's a brand name company.
Yes.
My guess is that, well, just at Harvard in particular, do you know of anyone who's applied?
I do not know anyone that's applied to Harvard from Groupon now.
Yeah. Would you?
Would I apply?
No, would you know of anyone?
Oh, just through word of mouth. Other than that, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say it's no. You should just describe your experiences there as exciting and challenging and working with guys you really like and men and women you really like and doing innovative and impressive things, even in the finance sector.
That makes sense.
It's a fine place to come from. In some ways, it could be an advantage, given a choice between taking another guy from McKinsey or a guy from Groupon. What are they going to do, John?
They're going to go first, the diversity, Groupon, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, right. I mean, they don't have people from those companies. So in some ways, working for brand name companies that are not frequent feeders to HBS is an advantage. That and a 3.9 and a 740. What are your goals?
So, I mean, post MBA, I'd like to actually transition out of finance into more of a strategy, either an internal strategy role or a consulting role.
Yeah, what you can do out of Kellogg, out of Booth, out of Harvard, out of Wharton.
Yeah. We don't care what he really does. We just care about what his goals are.
Hey, and incidentally, there's a Harvard MBA who is president of India Groupon.
That's
for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I bet you on LinkedIn you can find some more.
But he got that job after right?
Yeah. Also, incidentally, there are case studies on Groupon at Harvard Business School, which you might want to look up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If it comes to it, sure. Yeah.
Right.
They do case studies of, they'll do a case study of anything. That doesn't mean it's a good place to come from.
There's a director of social at Groupon who has a Harvard MBA, or had. Anyway.
Yeah, the fact that, good point. The fact that they hire people, the fact that Groupon hires people from HBS is something that's valuable.
Yeah, it seems like people at Groupon, there are a number of people with MBAs, but not necessarily, I don't know about that went from Groupon to MBA, if that's where.
Yeah. So I think you're in good shape. I think your chances at Kellogg in Chicago are, your odds, you're in line, you should get in unless it's just a matter of, for those schools, it's a matter of convincing them you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're often, second choice. You're the kind of guy that Kellogg puts on a waiting list. And they say that, we'll see how serious you are here.
So is the best way to approach that kind of making sure to go to, prospective student days and
show interest.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. Visit the place.
Chat them up.
Show them the love.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
At HBS, they take guys like you, man. You're the backbone of the class. Guys like you. Well, the backbone of the class. You're the third back. You're the vertebrae, not the backbone. The backbone of guys from, consulting and finance, and
Goldman and
banking. Yeah, but boy, they'd be looking for a guy like you. It's all positive. I think your chances at Harvard are, with just serviceable execution and not screwing up the interview, are like 40%.
Great.
Anyone can screw up the interview. That's
right, of course.
And I see Duke is on there too on your list.
Yeah, so I mean, I think obviously with the top schools, it's always, you know, the numbers can be challenging to get in. So I just
Of
wanted
course.
some other schools that you know, they maybe are a little bit more likely. So, you know, Duke was a thought, or Dartmouth. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Same point. Show them the love.
And what's going to happen there is you might get some scholarship money where you might not get it from
Right.
some of the schools at the top of your list.
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to do fine. You're an impressive guy, and you've got all the bases covered.
Well, Eric, good luck to you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, guys. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
And
Adios.
from
Shalom.
Sandy and from me to everyone out there, we hope you have a really great holiday with your family. We probably will not be broadcasting next week, right, Sandy?
Yes.
We're going to take a little time off, but we'll be back right away. And I know Sandy's is probably crazed because of round 2 deadline coming up at Harvard Business School.
Yep. Santa's
And all your
elf's very
clients
busy
are driving
here.
you crazy right now. I know it. You don't have to tell me. I know they're driving
Santa's
you
elf
crazy.
very busy here. Okay. Shalom and adios.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Thanks
John
again.
Byrne with Poets and Quants. Thanks for watching.